Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of The Stone Genius. My name's Ro, you know me. I'm often stoned, always a genius. You know what? I had written down earlier that the new strain that I am smoking, Space Cowboy, was not helping with the creative juices, making me feel, it was just kind of making me, it seemed very strong indica based, and I was just kind of watching things, which is, I'm going to talk about something I've been just watching a lot, but yeah, I actually did the intro. This is why I haven't recorded. Do I still have that? Hold on. Okay, now I remember. I need to do that because it took too many times. I mean, come on, I'm a professional. It shouldn't take me 2 times. I know I made it sound like a lot, but I actually got it right on the second time, so that's really cool. Oh, thank you. No, thank you. No, stop already. Okay, so this is episode 220. Welcome to the episode. My name's Ro. There's someone. What time is it? What are you doing walking around at 4:11 in the morning? Okay, so I'm gonna hop right into this. This is a fill-in. I actually had like 3 pages of notes for this episode, just random. You know me. On the times where I don't have a particular subject where I'm like, beep. And so that was what I was anticipating. So I go to YouTube and watch a lot of videos. And sometimes I like to watch videos of like rainstorms, or in the wintertime, I'll put a fireplace on. So I'll be watching these different YouTube videos. Sometimes I'll watch webcams, like of cities and things like that. And for some reason, this one for Venice, Italy caught my eye. I have now found a couple in Venice, Italy, but this one has caught my eye, and it's from the Hotel Filu, or Filu, Filu. And the U has a little whoop-woo, like if you could, like whatever, I know this is not a video podcast yet. So whatever sound you hear, woo-woo, whatever shape you see when you hear woo-woo, that sound, that is what's over the U. That being said, it's got to be like a little slashy thing. It's like a backward slash it's a slash over the U. And I'm not sure if it's Filu or Filu. I don't know Italian. Although I found out I also don't know what the restaurant served there. No, so I asked our youngest, I went in and said, hey, what kind of do you think that's an Italian restaurant? And Trinity, without missing a beat, of course, looks back at me and goes, I'm pretty sure every restaurant in Italy is an Italian restaurant. Oh no, that was more like that. Because if it's owned by an Italian, it's in Italy, it's an Italian restaurant, even if it's American barbecue or whatever. Anyway, so there's a restaurant you can see. So I have gotten, the term stalker-like has been bandied about in our household over this live stream. I think that's a little harsh, honestly. I would just like to say I'm a fan of Hotel Filu. I'm going to say Filu. And I feel like I should say it like one of the Mario brothers, but I also feel like I definitely should not say it like one of the Mario brothers. So I'm not going to, at least at this point. If I get some sort of like head nod that it's okay for me to do that, then I will. At this point, I'm going to say Filu, Hotel Filu. And the interesting thing, and I'm going to make you look, and I'll ask the questioner. I'm going to post this. What are they doing? It's another person, 4:15. So I'm watching the live feed right now. No, they don't. Okay, they don't. I thought it was a stroller. 4:15 in the morning. No. What are you doing with a stroller? It wasn't. It's a worker they had a trolley. So, and then that two shit. So the weird thing is that this, and I should know the words. I wish I did know the words because I've seen them, but I'm not even going to attempt. The bridge is named something that it's pointed at. And then there's also a hotel across the way. So it's funny because it will say view from Hotel Filu. I'm going with Filu. Hold on. I'm going to say Hotel Filu. Hello Filu. Hello Filu. Hey, Hotel Filu. None of those work for me. So it's the hotel. Hotel Filu. I'm going with Filu. That's what I'm going to stick. I'm going to call him tomorrow. I'm going to be like, hi, I'm an American. I just needed to know the pronunciation of. Ooh, and if I do get them on, I'll ask them, I'll go, can you run outside real quick and wave to me? That would be cool. So here's the thing. I would actually have a better chance of calling the hotel that's across the street. So this says that it's the view from Hotel Filu. 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 I'm going with Filu because it's an I. Filu. That's what we're going with. It's not Italian, it's Italian. So Filu, not Filu. Filu. So it says view from Hotel Filu, but there's a hotel across the street, and you can see the name on it. So I looked it up, I saw it and everything, and it's interesting. So I may ask on Instagram when this episode comes out, what's the name of that? I want to see if someone goes to this feed and sees that. It's pretty cool. You don't see a lot of action. I mean, I don't know. Well, here's the thing. I don't know what type of action you should get in a large city. I believe there's about 260 to 270,000 people in Venice. I don't know what type of action you get in a city of that size in a Western European country. I know that they eat a lot later. So this is where my family has said that I sound like a stalker because I'll watch. So there's a restaurant by the other hotel. I don't know if it's part of that hotel or what, but it's across the street, across the canal. And this is this is not the Grand Canal. So they have some, so I've actually been doing some research now on Venice, and they have a Grand Canal, which is very wide. And you can see there's a live stream of that. There's a live stream of another bridge that I guess is famous because people are just literally standing on this bridge all the time. This one, there's a lot of traffic, and I don't know if this is a tourist area. The other one that is a live feed, the third one that that I just mentioned, that one with that bridge, that seems like a tourist. Lined much more with restaurants. This has the one restaurant you can see. And see, there's people walking both direct. I mean, and they don't seem to even, like, that's not a thing. Like, not a big deal. Because I'm going to say, at least from being a suburbanite, where we don't do this. If we were to walk somewhere, well, not in our area, but when we used to own a house in the suburbs, if we were walking, the only other people we'd see would be neighbors. Or someone that, it'd be a friendly hi or whatever. If I, as a suburbanite, go to downtown Kansas City and walk around, I don't even know. I would probably find myself in trouble. I have found a lot of times that I'm naive in God, I'm just staring at this screen watching this. Sometimes I'm naive because I think about, like, when I talk about where I used to go play basketball back in high school and what I used to do and all these different things. It was like, I don't think I ever thought about it. It was never a conscious, oh, well, I need to be aware of I think I'm always aware of my surroundings, but that was never, and so here's the deal now. If you're over, let's say, 50 years old in Kansas City and you mention Troost Avenue, most likely you'll be like, Troost Avenue, really? But it's real. I mean, it's gentrified, but it's it's much different than it was many, many years ago. Downtown, where I used to live in a loft in downtown at 10th and Broadway back in the 90s with my cousin. And in that whole area has changed greatly. Like that, we lived downtown, but not a lot of people were doing it back at that time because there wasn't even a grocery store. It was what they call, grocery store desert or something like that. So I worked in the suburbs, so I would actually just grab groceries and bring them back when I would come home at night, or a lot of times I'd work overnight, so in the morning. But anyway, that's changed a lot. So I don't even know. I would just say everywhere is safe or everywhere is bad in Kansas City. I just wouldn't give it that much thought. I don't know. So I don't know what this area is like. I mean, I just think it's weird that people walk past each other, because if you're looking at this scene, and I love watching at night. I love it when there's nothing going on and then you see someone, because then I'm like, what are they doing? And you can see them if they're on their phone most of the time, because it'll light up in their hand. You'll see it light up triangle or against their face. There's an apartment building that you can see when they have their TV on. You can see that there's a room connected, but it has a door, and you can tell when the door is open because you can see the light change on the light on the TV. And if the door is closed, that doesn't change in that other room. Yeah, stalkerish, I know, right? But it is so interesting. Like right now, it's like these water taxis, but they are all another person. They're all like, it looks like they're moving product to places that are right there on the canal. I mean, it's just amazing. Instead of streets having canals like this, I mean, it's so hard for me to wrap my head around this. No cars. Hold on, I got something for that. And I will let that get creepy. So anyway, like the restaurant. So when I found this was last Friday. So it's only been 4 days, and I've watched a shitload of this. I mean, I don't know how many hours I've logged watching this, but it's easily into the double digits. It's probably into the 20 hours that I've had it on. Like right now, I see a light, and I don't know what it's from. My thought is someone's taking a picture on the bridge, but I can't make them out. But a second ago, I saw what looked like a triangle light up. And now I can, so here's the thing. That's why I'm just like watching. I want to call the hotel and go, what are those people doing on the bridge? I want to become friends with someone that works there, because I love overnight. They are 7 hours ahead of where I am. So, there were people on the bridge. And they are moving suspiciously slow. And generally, you would think for malfeasance that they would be moving quickly, but they seem to be moving almost too slow. Like, they're either a zombie slow, or they're trying to act inconspicuous to the point that they are conspicuous. So, yeah, I am just addicted to this. So anyhow, the first time I looked at this, it was like 9 a.m. on Friday. And you're like, that's odd that you would remember the first time you started watching this. Yeah, I know. So anyway, they're 7 hours ahead. So it was 5 p.m., getting to be 5 p.m. And I was like, oh my God, it's Friday night. I mean, it's Friday night in the summer in Venice. I was thinking, oh, I wish I could do that. It made me think about how much I enjoyed the movie Jumper with one of the Star Wars guy, Anakin Sky. I don't know what it is. Judd Hirsch. No, that's not right. I know that's not right. That's the guy from Taxi. But there was a guy, and anyway, he jumped. So anywhere that he could see, I guess, in his mind, or had been to, or had a picture of, he could jump to that place, teleport to that place. And I was thinking I always thought that would be cool. And not even for malfeasance, but literally so I could go, I want to eat Italian for dinner, or I guess I just want to eat dinner and I'm going to be in Italy, so it's going to be Italian. and I boop, and then I'm there. And that is different than the sound earlier that is the slash that's over the U in Filu. So this was a boop, and then I'm there. I love watching the outfits. So there's a couple hotels around, so you see a lot of people with luggage and things. So anyway, at 5 o'clock, I'm watching. So the first time I notice is at 5 o'clock, and then I see the waiters. There's gentlemen, what appear to be gentlemen from the distance, wearing. I did not see a bow tie. They were wearing black, what seemed to be black, dark pants, dark vest, white shirt. I'm unsure whether they had a tie, but they were setting up the tables. So they were getting ready to eat. And it seemed like the dinner crowd really, the tables that are out next to the water. And I don't know if there's an indoor area or if this is all strictly outdoors. Like I've never seen anyone go in and then be led back out. It's almost they always go to these tables and then they go, I just saw a light come out on a building. A light I've never seen come on before. Yeah. I mean, and I like, what I really need to find is somewhere like in South America or Canada that is in the same time zone or roughly the same time zone, because I love being up overnight. And I have found that I really enjoy watching it during the day, but at night, when it's nighttime there, I enjoy watching it. It plays classical music. So for a couple hours, like from 9 p.m. to sun starts coming up a little after 5. Oh, it's crazy. I already have that. I already know about 5:11 is when it starts turning a little, the hue turns a little blue. That light's still on. Ooh. There's a light too. So it's going to be, so it'll be Tuesday morning when this is happening. So people will be going to work, the people that live there and everything. And I'm assuming, and that could be hotel rooms too. I don't know, honestly, what I'm looking at. I literally have no clue. So anyway, I'm watching on Friday them setting up the restaurant. And you could tell, and it was very funny because then I started getting into it because I was trying to figure out what they were saying, just because one of the guys was very animated. Like the other guy was not putting the tablecloths on correctly, which I, as a husband, believe I have done incorrectly myself before. Bobby would never say that. Bobby would just come back and go, I'm going to do it correctly now. But it was funny because they were very animated. So then I started thinking of the stories. Then their Saturday morning, which are our Friday night. So I'm already hooked at this point. So I don't know how many hours I logged the first day, but let's say a lot. Like, if you think like 3's a lot, it's not a lot. That's not a lot. I'm saying probably 6 hours. Are we going to count from the time I found it at 9 in the morning till midnight, the rest of that actual calendar day for me? Probably 10 hours. Out of those remaining 15 hours, probably 10 of them had this on. Now you can say, wow, that doesn't sound like a very fun Friday. I beg to differ. Hold on. I haven't said a cuss word yet, so let me rephrase this. I beg to differ.
Motherfucker. I think I was a little late coming into that, but that's okay. What's up, people? It's been a while. Talking about Italy. I would love to go to Italy, but you know what they don't allow in Italy? Rabid wolverines, and that's what I am. For you out there that think I sound like a chipmunk, fuck all y'all. I'm a wolverine. I was born a wolverine. I'm always gonna be a wolverine, and I'll bite your motherfucking ass, punk.
Okay, that went a little sideways. I am sorry. He seems to get angry. Granted, he has rabies. I would assume that doesn't put you in a good mood. Anyway. Oh, here comes, let's see what this one has on it. Don't do it. Someone's like, they're speeding up, so they're walking over the bridge right when the boat goes under. Oh. Like, how about if I see, so this morning, so 24 hours ago, like this boat came. So I don't know if it's the Grand Canal. There's another Grand Canal you can see that would be up at the top of the screen. So these two boats came earlier. And so I think they're delivering stuff because they're very long. I think that they're like supply vessels. I know that's not even close to being the correct terminology for this, but that's all right. So there's another canal, like a street. So like this one ends and then you go left or right, it looks like. So out of nowhere, this boat, you see it come flying around the corner, and it's like James Bond, just fly. Like these are, there's a little bit of a wake from these boats, but not much. I mean, they're just really being propelled forward through the canal. I would say, actually, I take that back. These are no wakes. This guy was making a wake, and he had no lights on him either. So what I can see, it looks fairly bright. Now, could this camera be enhancing that? It 100% could be. It could look much brighter than what it actually is. I don't think that it is making it look darker, because there are some things that look a little too bright, like almost washed out where they're so, but they are the things that are in the foreground. So I'm not exactly sure. Anyway, this James Bond fucking thing comes, the speedboat comes around, and it's a small one. Most of these are of decent size. There's no gondolas. Like on one of the ones I've seen, you see the hand power, and man, they are navigating between the powered taxis, the boat taxis. That's a dance. That's a whole I haven't even got, I do this to relax, not to get stressed out. So anyway, on this one, you don't have that, but most of the boats can carry multiple passengers, probably 6 to 10, not gigantic to some of the things that I've seen around there. But this was like a 2-seater or maybe a 4. This was tiny, and it just comes flying down the canal. It comes peeling off, flying down the canal, and then it just disappears. And that's all you see. And the boats are lapping. So where you can see, there's these little indentions. And if you don't see it in day the first time, you won't notice that you can actually, it's like steps down into the water. I don't know why. There's on each side, there's those. So the water was lapping up in there. But I mean, I've just become enamored with this. You know, another boat just went by. Like there's a person walking right now. It's 4:33 in the morning there on a Tuesday. So what is this? So here's my thing. What is that person doing? Like I try to think of the times that I've been up at 4:33 in the morning, but out like this person is. The last time was with my mom at the hospital. So are they walking home from the hospital, or did they have to go visit a sick friend? Here's another person walking. So are they walking somewhere, or are they walking from somewhere? Like, are they headed home after a night of whatever? Like, that'd be my first question. Are you headed to somewhere? Are you headed home? Then if you're headed to somewhere, I guess my next question would be a job. So here's the line of question that I would go. I would ask whether they were if they were from local, like if they were going to a job or like to an airport. Going to a job. My next question would be, do you have an interesting job? I won't make that determination. I would because if someone thinks they have an interesting job, they'll probably be passionate about it. So whether you like it or not, at least it's probably going to be a passionate story. So if they're not passionate about their job, then if they're not, I don't really have that. I'm a baker. I love baking. That would be great. My wife bakes. That would be cool. Let's talk about it. Or like if they were saying, well, I'm headed to the airport. Oh, where are you going? I'm headed home. Where's home? Amsterdam. Is it a direct flight? Yes. Okay, thanks. Have a good day. Or what did you do here? I don't know where I would go. But so you will see people And it's actually a little later. And maybe on Tuesdays, people don't do as much traveling. So this is my first Tuesday. Here comes another person. They got a bag. Now, I do not want to make any speculation as to what is in the bag, but if I were the type that would speculate about what's in the bag, it's either A, bowling ball, B, 1 or possibly 2 human heads, C, the world's 9th largest cantaloupe. It's definitely heads. And it is Italy. I mean, I'm not saying that they still have mob elements, and I don't know whether they ever did in Venice. I'm just saying, I would say that if you found a duffel bag full of heads in Venice or in Italy, that would be, you would probably be like, oh, okay. I mean, first you'd be like, ew, gross, a bag of heads. But I don't know this from experience. I would assume that would be better than finding a bag of dicks. Dang it. I had the right one for that, but I didn't. See, someone said that today. I have the same exact one, except it's a different color and size. Then it's not the same exact one. Okay. So, like these people, what are they doing? So I'm trying to remember what I was doing. The last time I was physically out at that time of the morning, it would have been interesting for someone to be live streaming that. So I had to take my mom to the hospital. We were there till like 4 o'clock in the morning. My mother had never tried Whataburger for the international contingent here. That is a fast food restaurant that is, as of this recording, fairly new to the Kansas City area. Probably the last year or so is when they started opening franchises here. My mom had never tried that, so on the way home from the hospital, we decided it's 24 hours a day. It was in between the hospital and her home, so we stopped by like at 4:20 in the morning, because why wouldn't a stoner stop by at 4:20 in the morning? And so we got food and everything. I took her home, and then when I drove home, as I was driving up our private drive, my car started steaming. Well, it was pouring down rain, and I had gone through a puddle or two, not on purpose, just because I either had no option or didn't see it. And my car starts seeing everything. And so right as I pull in, I pop the hood, it's pouring. I try to look, I can't figure it out. Ends up it was the radiator, but that was the last time I was out at that time in the morning. And it would have been interested, because someone would have been very interested. Oh, his car's smoking. What's going on? And you're like, just watching. Ooh, what's he going to do? Is he going to get upset? And I don't think I don't know. I think I was too tired to get upset at that point. Anyway, I mean, before that, I can't even remember the last time I was out at. I mean, I'm literally trying to 4 o'clock in the morning walking around somewhere. I can't even. The very first thing that I can think of where I 100% know that I was up at that time would have been Key West on our honeymoon, which was 25 years ago. And I would like to think that is active and up to do things. No, I take that back. I do take that back. So Bobby and I went to a jazz lounge, the Green Lady Lounge here in Kansas City. And we went, I don't even think we went till 11 o'clock at night. I think we stayed till it closed at 2 or 2:30. And then we meandered. So I was out on the street probably 2:30 or 3. And I know that's not 4, but fuck, it's close enough. But I do wonder, because there are people. And gosh dang. I really want to go to this hotel now and just... Actually, I want to go to the restaurant. I'll stay at the hotel, but I want to go to the restaurant and eat whatever they tell me the finest is. And I don't want to know. I'm not going to look it up. If they say it's hey, this is a poop, poop. Then I'll be like, that's fine. And I'll eat it. And then I'll be like, that was a squid's penis. I mean, I don't know if squids have penises. I was about to say peni, but I think it's penises. So I wouldn't even I would just eat. That's what I need to do, is just eat food and not know. And not, because I don't want anyone to ruin it for me either. Like if I was eating something, even if I was eating something, so here's something, I like corned beef. Bobby doesn't. Like I like corned beef hash. Bobby does not like it. Like I'll get like, well, we'd go to this one deli, Jason's Deli, when it used to be here in town. And I'd always get a corned beef and cheddar sandwich. I just loved corned beef. I like corned beef. I wouldn't say loved. I'm not opposed to it. Well, here's the thing. I don't know the makeup of corned beef. Evidently, it's beef that was boiled or something, and then it's cut or sliced. Here's the deal. Don't give a shit. But just because I don't give a shit, don't try to make me want to give a shit. I don't want to give a shit. No shits are needed for me. 2 more people on the bridge. I mean, I was going to say, because of the hotel, sometimes this time of the morning, you'll see people with their luggage, their rolling luggage and things like that. But I haven't seen any of those people yet today. So Tuesday must not be a travel day. But it's cool because there was I haven't even got to that yet. Anyway, I don't need someone to ruin something. If I am eating whatever, like, see, I don't want to know, like, what haggis is. And if it gets, like, the smell will get to me too. So there are a lot of things that are going to prevent 99% of all edible foods from reaching my mouth. And all 99% of those are me. Those are 100% me. I am well aware of that. Is there something I could do about it? Probably. I could probably work on it. Am I going to do that? No. There is not a snowball's chance in hell I will work on that. I take that back. Because I'm talking about working on it right now. So, here's the deal. I don't want to work on it. But I would like to do a couple things. I would like to travel internationally, which if I do that, my palate is going to have to expand. Because I don't even think that the places that I may deem American, like McDonald's, are going to be the McDonald's that I'm used to. So I need to be able to, wherever we're traveling, to be okay with the cuisine. However, whatever okay means for me, that's what I'm going to have to do. And I don't know how we get there. Because I was just thinking, I will do if I could just try something, if it made me throw up and I threw up and it wasn't a big deal, then I don't care about that. I mean, throwing up doesn't bother me. But I don't want to, like, burn my esophagus or burn the enamel off my teeth. There's certain things I don't want to make my health worse by trying foods that may not interact with me as well as we had hoped. That being said, I need to expand my palate so that Bobby and I can travel. And I would like to expand my palate just because it would really expand the number of places that we can go. So you'll find that most couples, many couples, maybe not most, many couples, let's say a husband goes, well, what would you like for dinner tonight? And it will be like, the back and forth would be like, how about Italian? I don't think so. I just had it a couple days ago. How about barbecue? Oh no, my stomach hasn't really been feeling that great. Do you want to go to a place for wings? Chicken. I really want something a little bit more than chicken. Do you feel something as heavy as steak? And it's more about the types of food that they are. So Italian, American, Mexican, a steakhouse, all different things like that. Generally with me, it's like, do you want Dave's barbecue or do you want Joe's barbecue? And then it has to do with what type of meat or sauce that I'm interested in. So it's much more focused, much more narrow. Here we are. We're at 4:45. Sky is starting to get a little lighter. Like, I don't know how light that actually is. I need to find out what parallel they're on in relationship to where I am. Because one thing that I always thought was odd, and I get it, it's further north, but to me it's 6 hours or 8 hours, 6 hours, whatever. Minneapolis, north of Kansas City, Minneapolis, Minnesota, the Twin Cities. It gets darker there much earlier than it does in Kansas City, and it gets lighter there, or stays lighter much later in the summer than it does in Kansas City. Which I just always thought, because it's not that far. I mean, like when I'm thinking like longer days and nights, I'm thinking like Alaska, northern Canada, not the northern United States, continental United States. But I remember one time, one of my first times training up there in the wintertime, I was a trainer with Sprint, and we were on the Carlson Towers in Minnetonka, and we were on one of the top floors. And it was wintertime, bitterly cold out. I think it had been snowing. If it wasn't, then I'm sure that it was about to or just had. But it was dark. And so I started wrapping stuff up. And someone goes, I thought we went till 5. And I looked down because I don't wear digital watches. And so I had looked, and I was like, oh, yeah, I did look, because it was almost 4, not almost 5. But it was so dark out, I thought it was almost 5. So it seemed to me, if I recall correctly, that they were probably a good 40 to 50 minutes earlier getting dark in the wintertime. And I was up there much more during that time period. So I don't know what Venice is like. And so I'm trying to think, because I think we start getting light about the same time, just before 5 a.m. Because I think that we live on a golf course, and I think I've looked at and been like at 5:30ish, been like, oh, I could play. I could tee off at this point and be good. When I played golf back in the day, I used to know exactly because I would know what that number was, exactly when I could tee off and still see the ball, and I would typically tee off like 2 minutes before that. So anyway, so the morning will get to start. So I kind of enjoy. The only thing that I don't like is their day is starting to wind up, being 7 hours ahead. If I go to bed at 11, it's 6 a.m. there. So it's now sunny there. It's been sunny most of the past few mornings, although there's a great rainstorm during this evening that I'm recording. That was pretty cool, an electrical storm just pouring down rain. And it was cool to see with the classical music that they play as a soundtrack. It would look so cool. I turned the lights off in our living room, and see, it wasn't dark here yet. So it was light outside, bleeding light into the room. I tried to make it dark so I could see that lightning going off on the television, but it was just really cool. So see, now that is so weird. I literally thought earlier, I haven't seen anyone smoke there, because obviously, as a stone genius, I'm going to need to go to not only a weed legal and friendly place, but somewhere that it's not. So I actually thought, I haven't seen anyone smoke. And this guy he's outside the hotel across the street, and he's smoking. And here's the weird thing. I wonder if he's like, what is he thinking about in his day? Like, is he a worker? Is he It looks like he's wearing shorts. I don't know what they wear to work there. I think it's pretty humid there, in mid-80s for the most part. But I am a third of a world away from him. I think it said that if I was flying there, and I don't know, with layovers, blah, blah, yada, yada, it's like 12 and a half hours for me to get there. So let's just say it's on the other side of the world. I know it's 7 hours time zone wise, but it's on the other side of the world from me. And this guy's outside at 4:50 a.m. in Venice, Italy, smoking a cigarette, watching boats go by. And so I was watching him watch the boat. I wanted to see how much interest he had in it. He seemed to have quite a bit of interest in the boat. So that would lead me making a guess as a genius that he is a tourist and kind of seeing. Because if that was something that normally went by, then and he saw that every morning that he's out for a smoke, that wouldn't bother him. Once again, I wish I could call the hotel and have them go out and go, look out. Wouldn't that be funny if they looked out and they go, oh, that's Mario. He's a plumber. And then, like, Mario, the guy here takes his jacket off and he does have overalls on. Gosh, I love this, watching this. I really want to. Uh-oh. There's someone on the other side. Oh, they're carrying their luggage. So, see, this is someone. So, I'm assuming that to catch the early flights, this is about the time that you would start leaving. So, whatever time you would need to get there ahead of flights, I don't know, 2 hours ahead, 1 hour, whatever that guideline is for you. And so subtract that and then subtract the time it takes to get to the airport, and that's from the first flight. So the first flight's 7 a.m. I'm assuming that leaving 4:30 or 5 a.m. is going to get you to the airport, because it seems that's where most people. But I just think this is fascinating. I have a story for everyone. Like, this guy's moved under the light. Oh, I was going to mention this earlier. Like, the look that you see here, especially when they had the thunderstorm going on, so it's pitch black. Like, it's starting to get light now, so you can actually see the buildings, not just the outlines from the light, but the actual color and more texture from the buildings as it's starting to light up. But overnight, when they were having the thunderstorm, the lightning's going off. You can see the water starting to pool on the walkways, and you can see it splashing under or around the bridge and things like that. But to me, seeing the movie The Exorcist, that's what it just had, that eerie sense. Even right now, the look, the way the lights are, the way the camera's positioned with this bridge. See, now I want to interview the people that put this camera system up, this webcam up, because I know it's pointing straight down that line. So they I don't know if it's on the top of the building, but it's mesmerizing. It really makes me want to visit Venice. And I will tell you, while Venice has intrigued me, there are a lot of places I would have thought that I'd rather go. But I do think that Venice, because this is one place that has really just caught my eye, my heart, whatever you want to say, whatever, it's enamored me, whatever it's done with me, I want to sit at those tables. So here's the thing also. I was thinking, I moved to Venice, continue to do, so here's what I got to figure out. Weed in Italy. I don't think it's legal. So that may, see this, Canada, Portugal, I don't know. Anyway. I also thought I could do a job, because on this bridge, I could do it where someone wants me to hold up a banner asking Judy, will you marry Ron? And then I would hold it up, like unfurl this banner on the bridge. And then I would hold it there for like 1 minute, and then I'd wad it up and I'd go on my way, because I don't want to get in trouble. And then, and then Ron's like, hey, Judy, I'm going to have to break her off her engagement. And then I could unfurl that one, and people would pay me, and then I would go out and do this for them. And I would have different, Bobby, I love you. And that'd be for me. And then it'd be like me giving big air hugs to my wife. Of course, I guess she could be right there watching it on her phone. I was going to say, I don't want her to be at home and I'm there saying, oh, I wish I was hugging you. And I'm in Venice and she's not. But because then you could just tell someone, hey, go to YouTube real quick. Look at this. Isn't that wild? Because it has a clock. I mean, we would be in sync. It would be like Mission Impossible and 7 in sync. Well, probably all of the Mission Impossibles. I would assume that if they weren't in sync, like if they didn't check their watches, like Mark, and then like I'll click them at the same time or whatever they do, that they would not, like all their Mission Impossibles would be missions. This is not going to get done because none of us are doing it at the same time. So we could sync that up and do it. I could ask people, like I could do a live show and then I could have people call in or they could text in. I don't know. I'm spitballing here. You're hearing this as soon as the thoughts are coming into my head, which I apologize for that. That being said, like you all could say, hey, go ask that guy, what are they doing at 3:35 in the morning there? Like we could have different, like show on Friday night and like Friday night, hey, go ask the couple at this table what they're eating. Wouldn't that be fun to do? And then, or ask them a trivia question. You all give me a trivia question to ask them. And if they get it right, we buy their meal for them. Seems like they should have to do more than a trivia question. I mean, like one. Like, well, I don't know. If it's cheap to eat there, then one trivia question would be fine. So, yeah. Oh, that light. No, it's still on. Phew. Yeah. Oh, I just thought of that. So I told you that there's another canal at the end of this. It does look wider. That totally could be optical illusions because this canal ends. You can tell it, or it appears that the canal then goes like this one dead ends. Basically, it becomes a T. I guess an American T. Does that help people? I'm sorry if you use a Cyrillic alphabet, I don't know what that would look like or what it would be. So this ends and then goes left, right, if that helps. But it looks like it is wider. This is does not appear to be a very wide canal to some of the other canals. So I wonder in one of this, and I'll have to go back to both of the other webcams for Venice that I've seen, but one of them you can see a tower in the background. I just realized you can see a tower in this background. So so this is where I could start geographically being able to figure out where they're located to one another. Yeah, it is stalker-like. I will not disagree with that. But yet I am stalking a city and a region more so than I am stalking individuals. Yes, do I have many questions about the individuals that I see? Like, this is a perfect time of morning. This is where I would be outside like that guy. Maybe that's what he was doing. Oh, if he was smoking a joint, wake and bake, baby. I mean, he missed 420 by about a half an hour, but that's okay. We will let that slide. But so right now, the sky is a very pale gray blue. You can see most of their buildings are very colorful, so you're starting to see the vibrancy of the colors. You can see now in between the lights, like down at the end where the canal went, there were some lights, and you could see buildings behind them just because the light cast luminance upon them. Now you can actually see outlines and things, so this would be a great time. I don't drink coffee, but something warm to drink. Actually, a Mountain Dew. Hey, I wonder if they sell Mountain Dew. Or something caffeine infused. That would be great. But now it's starting to get bright. But that's the one thing that kind of sucks is I'm starting to wind down and get in bed. It's starting to get bright and bustle. I kind of wish I could record this so they're nighttime. I would just let this go in the background. I'd let it play its classical music. I would sleep. I say we would sleep to classical music. It's amazing. Bobby can sleep through anything, but if I leave like classical music on, she cannot quite sleep through that, whatever that means. Anywho, anyhow, anyway, Hotel Filu. I hope to do my due diligence and post this tomorrow. I'm going to ask the question, what is the hotel across that you can see? See if someone could answer that. I really think I'm going to call and find out what the name of this is. And if they speak English at all, I'm going to tell them I watched their webcam. And I'll tell them if they tell me what time they get off. No, that sounds creepy. I was going to say they can wave to me. I'll wave back. Yeah, and nothing sounds wrong about that at all. Okay, so let's see. So I've spent nearly an hour speaking in gibberish about me stalking certain regions that I can view from this hotel webcam in Venice, Italy. That's not what the story is. So here are some of the things that were supposed to be on the story. We'll see if I bump them to later episodes. They may just be lost forever to time. So I will tell you this. So I went in and wedged at the top. So I wrote all these 3 pages of notes, handwritten notes, just beautiful handwritten notes. And then I wedged at the top next to where it says episode 220. I put Hotel Filu, Venice, Italy, addicted to their webcam. I got to tell you, I am. I really am. So that's what this episode obviously was about. Thanks for listening to that. What I was going to talk about is a video of a cop in Louisiana who had a traffic stop. He felt something wasn't right. And if you wonder why cops are nervous, so he didn't think something was right. He's in, I was going to say rural Louisiana, but outside of New Orleans. I think it's rural Louisiana. There's a body in the trunk. Yeah. So, yeah. Let's see. I was going to talk about BB Rexa. She posted a thing about her boyfriend, sent her text about her gaining 35 pounds. Here's the thing. A lot of couples, if they are fit, they have this conversation early on. I can exactly tell you what Bobby and I said. She was like, please don't ever let me get that big. And my response was, I would have left you long before you got to that size. But it's not always the easiest conversation to have for twofold. Sometimes because you're with that person a lot or every day, you don't see it until all of a sudden you're like, when did this happen? That's why people that are away, I remember when Bobby's grandmother, Frances, saw me after a long time away. So in 2008, so the first 12 years that she knew me, and we didn't see each other that often, maybe a couple times a year, I was about where I am right now, about 170. So then I had gained, we had done a P90X workout. We had done it for 6 months straight, and I had put on about 40 pounds. I was up about 210. So when she saw me, her response was, Rodney, you've gotten fat. And most people were like, well, I guess you are bigger. They didn't notice. The people that had been around me every day didn't notice it nearly as much. Even Bobby at one point, I remember, I know, with the sex stories, I remember being on top of her and her telling me that I'd gotten heavy. She's like, oh, you've gotten heavy. And I can imagine. I mean, my dumbbells that I'm using right now are 14 pounds a piece. So that's 28 pounds for 2 dumbbells. And it'd be like having another set of those. That'd be 56 pounds. But putting those on my chest, I mean, just holding that is a lot of weight. So I can imagine. I can imagine laying on Bobby and then picking up those and holding them, and then picking up at least one more and holding it. I guess that'd be 46 pounds. All right. Something. It'd be something. No, 42 pounds. Yeah, 42 pounds. So, yeah. I mean, I get it. It's a hard conversation to have. He finally said it. I mean, The whole thing is you just have to be like, and I'm going to talk about this on a future episode because I'm going to talk to people about how to win against people like me. It's very simple. But all you have to do is have facts. Come back with facts. I don't have time. I don't have the ability to eat what I need to. I don't want to. That is not a priority in my life. I have spent more time doing X, Y, and Z instead of this. So I don't have a problem with that. Sounds of Freedom. I'm just going to mention this because sometimes people can be whiny little bitches even when they're winning. So Sounds of Freedom is a movie about child sex trafficking, I believe, child exploitation. And right-wing pundits want to say that movie is being suppressed. However, at the time that I wrote this, and I think it's been surpassed by Barbie and Oppenheimer, but it was the #1 movie in America, and they were saying it's being suppressed. That's not how that works. Suppressed is like it should be #1, but it's number 6. That would be suppressed. Let's see. I can cross these off. Those YouTube commercials that come on sometimes if you're watching videos, when that comes on, sometimes I'm away from the remote, so I can't skip it. And I heard it say, they were talking about some invention, and they were saying about this invention that an EMT scientist, which for out of the country, an EMT is an emergency medical technician. They would be like on a ambulance here in the United States, probably overseas as well. But they said EMT scientist. I don't think that's a thing. I think you're one or the other. I mean, it's not like a student to be a scientist. No, it was like an EMT scientist. Like they had 2 full-time, life-changing jobs at the same time. Or maybe they're just overachievers. The other thing that I heard was, 2 things. So I was watching a documentary about a jewel thief, and the mom said that he had borderline dyslexia. And maybe I misunderstand dyslexia, but I thought dyslexia is when you said things out of order. So I'm not sure how you have it. So you almost say things out of order? I didn't understand that. And then the other thing that I thought was funny is she said, my son would have been successful if he would have chose something other than crime. And I want to be like, he was successful at crime, bitch. I don't know. He stole one of the crown jewels. I think he was the last person to ever do that. And I was not really paying that much attention to the story. I had the documentary on, but I was doing other things. I think he parachuted in like James Bond to steal it. So he was very successful. And that's a much better. No one gives 2 shits about, that's awesome. So let me tell you this. So a friend that I went to high school with and played basketball with, Jeff, had a brother, David, who I remember the one time I spent the night at Jeff and David's house. And David, I think, was 4 or 5 years younger than us. So when we're in high school, you don't want someone that much younger than you around. So I think I actually kicked him out. David became a very well-known actor in the movie Suicide Squad. David Dastmalchian, Jeff Dastmalchian. Sorry to name drop, guys. Anyway. One of them is a successful actor. The other one is a super successful businessman. Now, they are both super successful. But I will tell you, one of them, if a mom is telling the story about the child, I am going to lean to the side that they're going to talk about the interesting child. So here's the thing. Now, instead of a successful actor, say that person was a successful jewel thief. Man, I am having trouble talking right now. So say you have someone that's 2 brothers, one successful in business, one successful in thievery. the son, the thievery. First of all, he was probably monetarily better compensated if he was that successful as a jewel thief. And then secondly, those are much better stories. Oh, yeah. So Jeff, yeah, he took that into escrow. That's awesome. Oh, yeah. What did David do? Oh, he parachuted from a small plane onto a rooftop, took off his jumpsuit, had a tuxedo on underneath like James Bond, and then stole one of the crown jewels. What story is the audience going to be captivated with? So he was successful. He just got caught. And then now he's successful because he got caught. He's still successful. You're looking at it. You're just upset because it wasn't your idea of success. Let's see. Other notes. Just trying to see if there's anything. Oh, 3 ways of living. I can cross this off because this is very easy because there's just 3 bullet points. 3 ways of living for me, the Stone Genius. Number 1, the first way I want to live. With Bobby, naked edition. So me and Bobby naked all the time. Or if we want to make it maybe feasible, most of the time. So of the 3 ways I want to live, number 1, by a long shot, with Bobby, naked edition. Number 2, so number 1, with Bobby, naked edition. Number 2 is just with Bobby. I guess clothed edition, I didn't add that, but we could add that. But just with Bobby. So once again, and there's only 3. You don't need to write these down. I will probably post them somewhere. Actually, that'd be a good post for tomorrow. 3 ways of living for the TSG. That's me, the Stone Genius. No. I said that wrong because that's not how I've written. I have to go 3 ways of living for TSG. I said the TSG, which be the because T in is the Stone Genius. So number 1, if you remember, and I think most of you do, is living with Bobby, naked edition. Number 2, with Bobby. So number 1, with Bobby, naked edition. Number 2, with Bobby. Number 3, naked. Those are the only 3. So if you're gonna need to hope that I'm with Bobby, because with Bobby there is number 2 where we could be together but not naked. Otherwise, so here's the deal. There's a 2/3 chance that you're gonna see me naked. So just be prepared for that. My living, the way that I'm going to be most successful and most happy is going to be naked, obviously. I mean, there are only 3 things and 2 of them were naked. I mean, come on now. Let's see. So Dakota, so when she was young, she'll eat her bones and like chew things that are on the floor. Well, the girls, not me because I am bald, the girls sometimes will lose hair. And sometimes the dog, it would get on a bone or something that they would eat or something, or they would ingest it. So when they would go to poop, sorry, I probably should have given a spoiler for that. Too late. If you've listened to an hour of this show, then you've heard far worse at some point. Not maybe in this show, but in other shows. Anyway, so we used to wipe her because with a Doberman, they're little stubby tails here in America. They don't have full-length tails. They still dock them here for the most part. They're little stubby tail. You can see their butthole. And you want a clean butthole. And I will tell you, as a guy who likes a clean butthole, you want a clean butthole. So Dakota is just very funny because she will come in, like if she poops, every time she poops, she wants to be wiped. I'm surprised and I shouldn't say this out loud because she may hear me and be a dick about this, or a bitch, however we want to call it. I'm surprised she doesn't make me use like wet wipes, like baby wipes or something like that, instead of just like toilet paper or Kleenex. Anyway, it's funny because she does that And I start to wonder now if because of the things I do to Bobby, whether Dakota thinks that to find the right guy, she always needs to have a clean butt. Seems like a long lead to get to that. Okay, I think that was it. Hey, thanks for listening. Next episode, after this episode, if you're listening to these chronologically, episode 221 will be Alex Kransberg from Cran Organics. So we will talk a little bit about their new product that just came out. We're going to talk about an old product revisited that's going to be new. That is super exciting information. So this is episode 220. That's episode 221. So we'll get to that soon enough. Thank you all for listening to the program. You guys know me. My name is Ro. I am the Stone Genius. You know me. I'm often stoned. Always a genius. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.